how to help somebody change a specific behavior. It's not as complicated as it seems, and in this video I want to take you through the step by step. Okay, usually first we have to understand one thing. When we make an agreement with people, or when you make an agreement with yourself and you don't do it, or the other person or the people you made the agreement, they don't deliver, of course we tend to be upset. The challenge here, or even let's say you have a child, right? And your child is not behaving like you want them to behave, which is very normal if you have a child and you know what I'm talking about. The challenge here when it comes to behavior is many times, depending how we were educated and raised, we believe if somebody doesn't perform, doesn't deliver, or doesn't do what's supposed to do, including ourselves, we believe we need to make that person feel guilt, shame, and regret. Reality is, those three emotions combined, they do not help you, me, or anyone else to change a behavior. It's actually the opposite. When you make somebody or yourself experience guilt, shame, and regret, it solidifies the specific behavior or the lack of behavior. So I want to help you here understand that instead of experiencing those three emotions, we go into possibilities. Possibilities is all about rewiring the brain and asking the right questions. To illustrate the situation, not long ago, I was at BMW in Mexico, and I was working with senior management. At one point, one of the VPs looked at me, and we were having a class around coaching conversation, how to engage into coaching conversations. And this vice president looked at me and he said, "Dan, I'm having a problem. I have two kids. My boy is 10 years old, my girl is 7 years old, and the two of them have been fighting. And of course, my boy ends up hurting his sister. I have done everything I could. I have taken the computer away. I have taken the video game. I have put him on the corner to think about it. I have screamed. I have done everything. Nothing has worked. Many times I get home and my wife is upset because she wants me to do something and I don't know what to do." If you look at the situation, what was he doing? He was doing what we know, right? Somebody behaves poorly, what do? We punish. We take stuff away and stuff like that. And it doesn't really work many times. So I challenge him. Next time his son behaves like that, I challenge him to sit with his son and engage into conversation, ask him questions, and help the boy, as young as he is, only 10 years old, to look for possibilities. So, funny enough, that same night, he went home, and guess what? He got home, his wife said, "You won't believe what happened," and the same thing. So, but this time, he decided to ask his boy questions. So, he called his son, sat with his son eye to eye, and he said, "Son, what you did to your sister is not nice. You should not be hurting her just because you get upset. Daddy has a question. Next time your sister upsets you, what is a better way for you to respond?" And of course, his 10-year-old son was a little confused, and he said, "Daddy, I don't know." And then my client said, "What if you think, and in the morning you come back to me and you tell me, what do you think you can do better next time your sister upsets you or you get angry?" Of course, the boy went to bed. They went to bed. In the morning, my client is cooking breakfast, and guess what happens? His 10-year-old son runs into the kitchen with a little piece of paper and has a few little words in German written down. The things he can do next time his sister is upset. So, of course, they sat down, they talked, and they made an agreement on how he would respond next time his sister makes him upset. But this is way beyond his sister getting that little boy upset. It's about helping him to understand what are the best possible ways to respond. Because if we don't do that, if he doesn't do that with his son at that age, what's going to happen? He will grow up understanding that Every time things don't go his way, or he gets upset, or he gets angry, he will respond like what? He will react. He will become violent. So that is the connection his brain developed, right, on how to handle conflict. But that is not okay. We all have to understand that there are better ways to respond. So the message here that I want to share with you is quite simple. Next time somebody who works with you or somebody in your family does not perform, does not behave in a way that is acceptable, what do you do? Number one, you make sure you are okay to engage. You can easily ask yourself, am I okay to engage right now? And if the answer is yes, I'm okay to engage, then you sit with the person, you look eye to eye, you get their attention, and then you acknowledge what happened. But you acknowledge saying something like this, so and so, what you did on how you reacted, how you responded is not okay. There are better ways to do it. But then you have to move on. You must avoid making the person experience guilt, shame, and regret, because it will not help. It will help your ego, but it will not help the other person to look for possibilities and better ways to handle situations. So let's recap. Number one, you get the person's attention. Number one, make sure you are okay. Number two, get the person's attention eye to eye. Acknowledge the situation, but don't stay there for too long. And then ask the killer question, which is, next time a situation like this happens, what is a better way for you to respond? And you can let the person think and process. If you're dealing with a child, of course, you can give the child more time to think. Like my client told his son to think about it overnight. You can choose what is the best way or how long the person will need. If you are dealing with a direct report, and let's say they don't deliver, it is important for you and for this relationship that you acknowledge also the impact that specific behavior has on other people. But again, do not stay there for too long and go into asking questions that will take the person to action. It will take the person from that place of guilt, shame, and regret. Okay? If you are dealing with yourself, let's say you have a set of behaviors that you don't want to do it anymore, but then suddenly you find yourself behaving like that. A good example, let's say, that I work a lot with my clients is we do a lot of strategies on how to regain emotional control. I also do a lot of work around how to handle conflicts and things like that. So for my clients, what I ask them to do is, let's say they prepare themselves for a difficult conversation. In the middle of the conversation, it's not going so well, but let's say they keep going, and then the conversation is over, they walk away, and as they walk away, my client might say, oh, I should have done this, I should have said this, I should have said that. In that moment, which I call a learning curve, I ask my clients, and I will ask you, do not trash yourself. Do not tell yourself, oh man, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I say this? Why didn't I ask that? Do not do this. Why? Because it will trigger guilt, shame, and regret. And you want to avoid those three emotions. So what you do instead, in your head, you say something like this, you know what? You did what you could. Next time, what is a better way for you to prepare for this? Next time, how can you do it better? And then let your brain process, let your whole system process. This is a way better way to create new connections in your brain on how to handle difficult situations. Okay? I hope you like this. I hope it helps you. It helped me. This helps me a lot. It helps a lot of my clients. And please let me know in the comments what you think about this. And if you have a chance to apply, if you can come back to this video and also write in the comments how you have applied and what has been the result. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you like this video and you find it's actually helpful, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share with your coworkers, with your family members, with everybody who you think will benefit from this. Okay? Have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye-bye.